Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today for Wednesday morning, November 18th, 2020. Matthew, we're 2 weeks removed from what happened. You know, that thing that happened that you predicted was going to happen. We're 2 weeks removed. Is America better? We'll get into that in just a second. Good morning to Matthew Thomas.
Good morning. The thing that I predicted was going to happen was that all those matches I predicted wrongly on the AEW pay-per-view.
Yep.
You're talking about me predicting MJF was going to join the Inner Circle. Aha. Yes, and the country is better because of that, because the Inner Circle is going to Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas. All right, so Matthew Thomas, you've been to Vegas before, right?
Yes, I have on a couple occasions.
Okay, I've been 0. All right, we'll talk to Damian Nelson tomorrow morning, and we're going to ask him Vegas questions. That'll probably be 40 minutes right there. But I have to ask you, what is your favorite version of Viva Las Vegas?
Are we talking about the song?
The song itself, yeah.
Are we talking about the Elvis version, of course?
Okay, can you give us a bar?
The bar, Tootsie's in Nashville. That's a great bar. See,
there's a ZZ Top version out there that I enjoy.
Another bar is Sheamus and Cesaro, huh?
Yep.
The bar?
That's right. We don't raise the bar. We are the bar. Okay. Well, it's closing time, so you got to go. This show brought to you by Manscaped.com. 20% off with the promo code PWR. You can get yourself silky smooth like Dave. You know, I'm surprised Manscaped hasn't talked to us about renting that or even paying us for the term silky smooth with Manscaped.com. PWR, the promo code, 20% off, free shipping. Get all your gimmicks, your toiletry gimmicks, your ball powder gimmick, your shorts gimmick, your lawnmower 3.0 gimmick. You know, they should use the word gimmick. Again, reach out to the accounting firm at Dewey, Cheatham & Howe, and we'll make sure we get paid on that. Plus, our friends at collarandelbowbrand.com. 10% off with the promo code PWR360. Once you're silky smooth, once you're basically bare and you've cleaned everything up, you're going to be a little cold. Get yourself some gear from collarandelbowbrand.com. So, Matthew, before we get into tonight's activities of AEW and NXT, I want to hear your reaction to what happened on Monday night. The sword, the entrance, the kilt, and the new WWE champion, Drew McIntyre.
I was surprised. I did not expect for Orton to have as short of a title reign as he did. I thought the end game here was to get us Orton and Reigns and, potentially save the match of Reigns and McIntyre for down the road. So I was very surprised by what happened on Monday night. I'm fine with it. I like being surprised. I always love it when there is a title change on a Raw that's unexpected like that. So I like it for a surprise value alone. It's going to be really interesting to see what that means for what happens this Sunday on pay-per-view or the WWE Network, depending on how you plan on watching that event.
We're going to have to get the research team on this. When was the last WWE Championship title change that was not on pay-per-view, that was on a regular television program?
I ran across it on the interwebs last night. I believe it was on a Raw about 5 years ago. Now, I don't know if that applies to SmackDown. 5 years ago. Would have put it 2015. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is discounting what obviously happened to Kofi and Brock on the debut episode of SmackDown on Fox.
That's true. It's been a while. They are certainly far and few between.
Well, again, I was once I saw the build, and to be honest, I told Dave this yesterday morning. I believe that one of Drew McIntyre's next opponents might be his good friend Sheamus. He disagreed, but I feel it's going that route. They've been telling us that Sheamus is his lifelong friend, and I expect the swerve.
Yeah, and I thought we were going to get it last night. I thought that's where the whole sword came into play, and we were actually going to.
Wait a minute, you wanted Sheamus to show Drew his sword?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Gross.
That's so. Let me ask you if you caught this. If not, it's worth going back because it was pretty deliberate. Did you see Orton's comment and how impressed he was with McIntyre's new trunks last night?
No.
Go back and watch as McIntyre. I guess it was the
he pans down and goes,
Yeah. No. He says I believe he says verbatim, I like that, or that's nice, or something. It's very obvious, very deliberate, very entertaining. You have to go back and check that out. But I just dawned on me. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but it's not too hard to catch. But no, I thought we were going to.
Means? What do you think is behind it?
I think he just appreciated his new trunks.
Okay, so he's a trunk guy.
He's a trunk guy like Dumbo.
So, I mean, curiosity, killed the cat. So he's a male trunk guy. I mean, this is getting weird, Matthew.
Well, maybe that was deliberately done. Maybe it's going to come back, and when he tries to get his title match, he says he was just too taken aback by his new trunks.
I guess.
Maybe it's long-term storytelling. Who knows?
Long-term storytelling. I think we've had enough of 2 years of being trapped in a lake. Long-term storytelling. So, no, it's absolutely excited. The only thing I despise is the fact it didn't happen on pay-per-view because I have Drew McIntyre and I did not win, title points and, title victory and all that other good stuff. But I don't care. And I also wanted to ask your opinion on this as well. Now, we know that Orton and Reigns have wrestled before, but Orton's never wrestled the Tribal Chief. So what do you expect that to happen? Because we really haven't gotten a lot of Drew and Roman. I think that's a fresh matchup for us.
Yeah, no, it's a fresh matchup, and it's a very high-profile match. I don't know. Not really anybody outside of Jey Uso really has wrestled the Tribal Chief. So what is so interesting is all those old matches that you had Roman versus whoever, they're kind of new again because this is a completely reinvention of the Roman Reigns character. Roman Reigns, dare I say, is the hottest commodity in all of WWE right now.
So he's this super powerful heel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you need, let's say we'll make it all the way to WrestleMania. Don't you need a super powerful face to go one-on-one with him? Who's that super powerful face?
Oh my goodness. I don't see him right now.
Wait a minute. That's ironic that you said it that way because I see him, but you can't see him.
Oh, that guy.
That guy. We haven't seen him in a while, and to be honest, not that I want to see him, but that might be who they have because that is a WrestleMania main event. It's possible they might be building him up as this monster to get to WrestleMania, and he might be taking on John Cena.
Here's what I want to. Here's the way I see it. I see potentially Reigns Cena at Rumble, and I see Reigns Rock at Mania.
Reigns Rock is what everybody's been talking about, and that is a super white hot face as well. But if it's going towards Rock, wouldn't we have gotten sniffs? Just a tickle
Mania's, of that? If we're going for Mania, this is November. Yeah, but I don't think that. I feel like that's kind of, if you read between the lines, if you look at the undertones there, I think that's where this whole Tribal Chief character is coming from. I think it is to get us to Rock. I mean, him talking about being the head of the table, all of those references are allusions to Rock. So I don't think you have to hit people on the head with it. I think you get, who knows? Maybe you can get there as early as Rumble, but Rock Reigns is a WrestleMania main event. If there are any, and the drawing power, the star power of Rock, I dare say it's exponentially higher than it was 9-8 years ago when we had Rock Cena. I think Rock is a much bigger Hollywood star now, and Rock Reigns is Rock's involvement in WWE. I think it means something now differently than it did a decade ago.
Well, to be honest, if they do have that match, hey, it's okay to say you're welcome. I was waiting for that. I had it all queued up mentally. I'm going to sing this. All right, here he goes. He's going to stop talking and go.
Nice work.
Thank you. I mean, that's really what we always tune in for, right? Is me to sing some random song for 3 seconds.
Yeah. No, we that's what the fans that and that other little fun segment that you do.
Well, let's do that a little bit later if we do it at all. But let's talk about All Elite Wrestling. Tonight, our boys in the Inner Circle are going to Viva Las Vegas. Are you ready?
I've been ready for about a week now. I did see a picture that AEW posted I believe it was on Friday or Saturday, with them in Vegas. So they apparently did, in fact, make it in tow.
I know that Sammy is probably not medically cleared to wrestle, but he's got to be with them, right? Because he finally got the plane ticket, even though he met at the wrong spot.
Yeah. No, he's the picture I saw. Sammy was there.
All right, just making sure. I'm ready for it. I'm absolutely ready for it. It's a special birthday gift, right, from MJF to Chris Jericho, and he's taking the whole inner circle. Those look like plane tickets. I mean, they could have been bus tickets, but they look like plane tickets to go to Vegas. What kind of shenanigans are you expecting?
Well, there's going to be something with Sammy. I mean, you're going to continue to run the MJF Sammy tension there. And kind of an undertone that I want to watch is I'm enjoying Wardlow and Hager. If you notice, there's some interesting back and forth between those two guys. Not really anything on the mic, but just kind of the little subtle nuances. At the pay-per-view, I believe, was it Wardlow was sitting on the rope to let Hager out, and then, no, you go first, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I think it's not going to be as in front as MJF and Jericho, but that's a nice little kind of undercard there to the inner circle dynamics.
A little bit of the background. And again, mm-hmm. Hager isn't as physically, doesn't make as much physical contact as anyone else does, because Hager, even though he just came off that MMA fight, I don't know if he's medically cleared or not. I have no idea. Even though he won his fight, he got the shit kicked out of him. I mean, that face told the story.
So kind of you should have seen the other guy type of deal.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let me ask you this: How long do you picture this incarnation of the inner circle being together?
I mean, enjoying the presence of MJF and Wardlow? Mm-hmm. So the seven of them?
Yep, everybody as they are right now.
I don't know. We start adding more people, it's going to become NWO Black and White.
Yeah, and I'm basically looking at it not as addition, but subtraction. Because I think it's full for right now. When do you think we see the first riff, the first person leave the group?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think it's the tag team. I think it's Ortiz and Santana.
Interesting. I'll give this version as it is 6 months.
And that's the benefit that AEW can do because of the COVID era.
Yeah.
They don't have to rush this out the door.
No, that's very true. That's very true. And who knows, they might surprise us. How long has New Day been around?
The New Day, they've been around a while. I do remember them debuting. I remember the calls from Wine Country USA. I remember the conversations with people from the Tobacco Road about, what in the wide world of sports are they doing? As far as the promos and the choir, and look at where we are now.
Do you remember the very, very
first 21st night of September?
The 21st night of September, and the very first taste we got at what was going to become the New Day. And it didn't look like it ended up looking, but it was Xavier leading a stable. I think R-Truth was in it, and Big E. There was no Kofi at this point, I don't think, but it would have been like
that was before the choir, but there was a group.
Yep. And I want to say you only saw him on a couple programs, but it was. I think it was R-Truth, Xavier, and Big E. It was either Big E or Kofi. One of them was not in there, and there was the addition of R-Truth, I believe.
It was Kofi was not in there. It was Xavier, Big E, and R-Truth. Again, remember Xavier.
Otunga was nowhere near it, was he?
Who?
Otunga, David Otunga.
No.
Okay,
no.
I'll have to go back and check that.
No, Otunga was busy on commentary, if anything. Do you know they kept David Otunga around? This is sad because it's not fair to him, but there was always a hope that Jennifer Hudson would sing, and so they kind of kept David Otunga around a bit.
Oh, man, I enjoy David Otunga.
I like David Otunga, too, a member of the original Nexus.
Yes, he was.
Okay, so AEW tonight, plus I don't know if we're getting any follow-up on it, but there's talk that Shaq might be coming into the company.
Yeah, I mean, it was said in pretty much no uncertain terms last week, which was kind of a surprise. I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. I don't mind it. It's not something I'm overtly looking forward to.
Shaq's a character, right? But is he physically ready to compete?
It depends on your definition of compete. I mean,
Right.
he's not going to. I'll tell you who I would not mind seeing, and I bet you he could put on one heck of a match right now.
Sam Cassell.
Karl Malone.
Oh, Karl Malone. He's bald, and I think his beard is like Santa White.
Is it time for Karl Malone and DDP to team up again?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Think about the vignettes you could have. I mean, my goodness, you know what? Hogan's not really in bumping condition, most likely, but you could probably get Rodman back in a ring.
Oh, Rodman would do it. There's no doubt he would do it. I don't know if he'd be healthy enough to do it, but he would do it. Needs that payday, baby.
I mean, we could very possibly hop in the time machine and go back 22 years and have it here in AEW.
Wow. All right. Well, that's AEW tonight. Make sure you pay attention to everything that's going on. The Vegas thing is going to be out of this world. Jade Cargill, again, is the one who had announced that it's possible Shaq may be returning. AEW has still got venues lined up, by the way, too, for next year. They are hoping to get on the road. I know that they're still locked into Daly's place, but they still have the dates lined up, including, I keep looking every once in a while. They've got Milwaukee set up in July. So let's hope we can get past whatever this shenanigans is. That is the unprecedented times now more than ever, blah, blah, blah. So.
Well, you see, maybe what you do, like when I used to go to the doctor, my parents would always take me to a store to get a toy afterwards. So maybe what you do, you have these AEW events. That's where the distribution of the vaccine is at. You get the vaccine, you go inside, you get to go to the event. I think that's how you do it.
No. Don't get me started on the vaccine.
I think I'm onto something. I mean, I've got a pretty good track record of, predicting things and whatnot. So yeah, I think the vaccine teams up with AEW. You get your vaccine, you go to the thing and have a big time. Yep, you heard it here first.
All right, let's talk NXT. Tonight, title match, Rhea Ripley challenges Io Shirai for the NXT Women's title. I have been saying this since last year, especially since the draft that we did, the PWR draft. Rhea Ripley will main event WrestleMania with Charlotte. I think that match is locked and loaded. I think they're going to do it because obviously they didn't get to do it the way they wanted to last year for WrestleMania. However, it's still muddy to me. I think that Rhea Ripley wins the Royal Rumble, to be quite honest. Yeah. Or Charlotte wins the Royal Rumble and then takes on Rhea Ripley again. So does she win the title tonight or does she win it later on down the road? There's a chance she's pulling off that title win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they did a very good job last week of the build and the package, to build up this match. And I know looking ahead to Rumble and Mania, I mean, we're not that far away. I still see her in a main event title contention going to the main roster. But I think that she is such a presence and such a superstar at this point. I think you go ahead and put the title on her. I mean, you can always.
Can't we wait till the pay-per-view? Can't this match get moved to Sunday so I can get some damn points off of it?
They don't do that anymore.
And there's no takeover this weekend.
Now, our next takeover is probably not going to be until what, December, you think?
I think that's it, and I think I saw it, and I believe it was going to be a Sunday night takeover where they were on their own show.
Interesting.
So, who knows? But, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai tonight for the Women's Championship. Plus, we're going to get more out of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell, I mean, Candice LeRae is not the tallest, right? But Indy Hartwell, she's got some size to her.
Yeah, no, she looks good. And, I mean, I think that's one reason that pairing, that they've done that. I think there's a nice contrast there.
What else are we getting out of Pat McAfee and the boys? I don't know if they have a team name yet, but Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, and, Oni Larkin and Danny Burch. I mean, they are the best foursome according to Pat McAfee in the business today.
And I think it's just an absolute great job on NXT's part of pairing Pat McAfee with this group and making him the mouthpiece, because it is it's not something that just on paper it doesn't necessarily make sense. These people seem to be the furthest away from Pat McAfee, but that's why he serves such a great mouthpiece. And the dynamic with Dunn, I think, is excellent.
Because Dunn's pretty quiet. He's just staring at people.
Well, he's going out of his way to exude no personality whatsoever. I mean, he's barely interacting with his group, and
every picture I've seen of him is just him mean mugging. He's got like resting Pete face is what he has.
Yeah, I mean, this is great, and I care so much about all non-McAfee members in this group, much more so than I would have if McAfee was not the center here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what we got for tonight on NXT. Hey, tomorrow, the big show, Damian, Dave, and Shane. Apparently, Shane is now a wrestling dick. He is a detective, and that T-shirt's out there, so make sure you take a look for that as well. Tune into the big show, the super show, as Damian calls it, with some long, exaggerated show, something like that.
I'm not even going to ask how you made that sound.
That's for the video version, the after hours. So for Matthew Thomas, on the Man They Call Meathead, hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.